So this is India's growing role in undersea cable connectivity. Do you think cable connectivity is important? First of all, let me make it simple. Do you think internet is important? It is important. Do you think data is important? You're reading a book, you have data in front of you. If I remove it, data is gone. So again, so there's a student here sitting, I'm just asking them and asking you again, do you think data is important? Do you think these slides are important? Do you think the data from which I am reading, this internet connectivity, so that so many students who are watching this lecture and I am delivering this lecture, and this kind of combination is having where we are using internet, do you think this is important? Do you think world connected through internet is important? Do you think that the Indian security forces, armed forces, ISRO, DRDO, the top organizations, stock exchange, critical infrastructure, nuclear power plants, metros and everything which uses internet for the connectivity, do you think these internet, this data is important? It's not 100%. I would say it's 1000% very important. And that is why it categorically becomes very important and pertinent that we have our cables which carry this data, over the internet, so that we don't have any problem. Recently there was a case in, if you read that in Europe, some major, these internet cables, fiber cables were cut, and they were saying that probably Russia or China might have done this. Because tomorrow's battle is all about information warfare. Tomorrow's battle is about who controls information. Tomorrow's battle is about who controls data. It is good that we have conventional weapons because they act as a deterrent, from nuclear power plant, nuclear missiles to ballistic missiles to hypersonic missiles to tanks to radars to guns, the standard system of conventional warfare. But this is the new generation of warfare. Who will control data? Who will control information? Because at the time of war, at a time of skirmish, if you are disconnected, if you're out of the grid, if you don't know what is happening, you have already lost the battle. And that is why this news becomes very important from the security point of view, from the strategic autonomy point of view. These words are very important when we use it. Strategic autonomy. Please get this in your brains, please get this in your heads, that India and most of the countries in the world which want to rise, they'll keep using this word, strategic autonomy. That what is important for India, what is important from India, from geopolitical context, from the context of economy, warfare, from the context of defense, exercises, socio-political needs, everything. We need to have a strategic autonomy. What would be important for India, that would be decided and that would be done, period, full stop. Okay. So in this context, if we move forward with data using year on year, India's undersea cable network is growing. And there are two important networks we will talk about which are very important from prelims point of view. First is India Asia Express, which will connect Mumbai and China towards your Thailand, Malaysia in Asia. So Chennai and Mumbai with Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia. And now just understand, Singapore is how important, semiconductor deals happening with semiconductor. Thailand, Malaysia, again very important from the Asian context. So this is happening. This is India Asia Express. Let's talk about India Europe Express, again very important. Links India with France, Greece, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Djibouti, Europe and West Asia. So India's connection with India, West Asia, Europe. Just imagine, India, West Asia, Europe. We are talking about India, Middle East economic corridor. Okay. India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. So that economic corridor from the trade point of view is important. But similarly, the connection of your internet, the cables is also very important, so that data keep flowing. So India, Middle East and Europe, just see what is happening in Middle East. We just covered important news on Kuwait. Middle East is important, Iran is important, Israel is important. Lot of investment of India has happened in Chabahar airport. Lot of investment and trade is where with GCC, more than $180 billion. So in this context, this is very important that the data keep moving, confidently and without any hiccup. Similarly, Europe, France is very important, Europe is very important. So in this context, India-Europe Express connecting India with France, Greece, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Djibouti in Europe and West Asia becomes pertinent, important, and without any doubt will take the our collaboration places. So these cables, they would be over 15,000 kilometers in length and are owned by Reliance Jio with strategic investment from China Mobile. Now this China Mobile we might need to think about, that they've also invested, but the good part is that Reliance is there, which is an Indian company. Launch timeline, both systems are expected to become operational within next 3 months. So by March they would be there, and that's the good part. By March they would be there, giving us better bandwidth. Okay. And they are also known as new submarine cable system. The word which will come in your UPSC prelims is that submarine cable system. Submarine cable system. Submarine cable system. Which are the two important submarine cable system? India Asia Express, India Europe Express. India Asia Express, India Europe Express. Asia Express is which? The Mumbai China getting connected to Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand. India Europe Express is one which would connect India with France, Greece, Saudi Arabia. So basically Europe and West Asia. Egypt and Djibouti also included in that. So strategic implication, so enhances India's internet link with Asia and Europe. First is very clear. Adds India's growing digital infrastructure and rising data consumption as the country grows. I think if I have the correct number, we have more than 720 million active internet users. Probably it might have increased. This is the last data which I saw. More than 700 million active internet users, and it is increasing like anything. So if the internet consumption is increasing, if the data consumption is increasing, more speed is required. Hence these cable networks become, these submarine cable networks becomes very important for all of us. So geopolitical and security ambition, the cable bolsters India's defense strategy by ensuring resilience against physical damage and cyber attacks, and it also shows a strategic autonomy point of view. Okay. So India is taking a proactive stance in Bay of Bengal and South China Sea region to emerge as a key player in the maritime cable network domain. The role of undersea cable is critical for India's digital sovereignty, strategic autonomy. I've already explained to you when we started the lecture what is strategic autonomy, why, you so that India is not dependent on other countries. And India is also participating in the international advisory for submarine cable resilience. See, when you become part of these international cohesion groups or international groups which are working on, say, from climate change to this cable resilience and everything, you get a say. And all these big organizations, they define standards, and then they will make it that XYZ is mandatory for the entire world. So when India becomes part of it, then you will be one of the persons who would be deciding those guidelines. And when you are deciding those guidelines, India will also make sure that whatever guidelines are coming, they are also in the interest of India. Okay. Otherwise, it can also go against you. Okay. So recent challenges and development, cable disruption. So recently, around March, 3 cable connecting to India to West Asia and Europe were disrupted, temporarily impacting international bandwidth. So, and that was the learning idea. So this is June 2024 it happened. And then we thought it's very important to have alternate. Now these alternatives have come, and in March 2025 they would be starting. But when this incident happened, we had alternative routes. So alternative routes and data centers within India mitigated the disruptions, but that did not. So this was more in a proactive way also, that we could have used this, but we are also working on new cable system, submarine cable system, so that in future, if any skirmish war or any kind of situation happens which might go against India, we have these cable routes. Okay. So Bangladesh bandwidth plans on hold. So there was a news that Bangladesh was planning to give more bandwidth to Northeast. Under Sheikh Hasina, this deal was almost done, but 5th August 2024, she was ousted. And after that, Muhammad Yunus government, you know what he thinks about India, what is his thought process. And he's a weak leader. Okay, he's a very weak leader. And he is, pro-extremist, which we can see all the extremist leaders of BNP, all the extremist leaders of Jamaat-e-Islami are on ground. And what is happening in Bangladesh, we have spoken a lot on Bangladesh, so I'll not get into that. So it was expected that, his anti-Indian stand will continue. So in this way, Bangladesh recently paused plan to sell internet bandwidth in Northeast India. And this is a very, I'll say foolish step, because if they would have sold, they would have made money. Their economy is down to some 15 or 20 billion dollars, some amount of this, which 15 to 20 billion dollars of forex, which might run for 1 to 2 months. So they are losing money. Now they don't even have electricity. Adani has stopped the electricity. They want to get the electricity from Nepal. But just tell me, how would you get electricity from Nepal? It will come flying. It can't come flying. No, it will come through Indian route only. So you need brains and obviously a little bit of cognitive attitude to understand. So right now, Bangladesh cognitive attitude is only doing revolt and this revolutions. So if you keep doing this revolution and agitations and killing the minority, obviously you cannot focus on goals. So there was a good opportunity to make money, but Bangladesh, as you know, they did not. So, there's a blessing in disguise. Since Bangladesh did it, obviously we'll be working on our own. So currently, limited impact for India, because we have fiber networks on Power Grid Corporation of India transmission line, which are supplying. So we will also be able to find some other routes. Just give us some more time, and the solution for this would also come in coming days. So what do you think about this Bangladesh? Everyone in the comment section, their economy is down the drains, and still at so much of attitude. Okay, there's a statement, uh, that it's in Hindi, so I'll not use it. But they've become ghamandi. They are very proud of themselves and without any substance. Okay, but anyways, let's go to this undersea cable PYQ. India Asia Express connects Chennai and Mumbai with Europe. Okay, India recently takes a leading role in discussion with submarine cable resilience. Northeast relies solely. So first statement is wrong. Third statement is wrong first, because India Asia Express is not connecting with Europe. Now, that is Chennai and Mumbai connected with Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia. And Northeast India relies solely on undersea cables. No, that power corporation is there. So second statement is correct, and 1 and 3 are wrong. Thank you for watching this video. For complete video, please watch Daily Decodes, and the link to that video is given in the description. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. And do press the bell icon for all the updates.